museum of Jewish law. Come on in with me. Our first exhibit is rules for Hebrew slaves. Now you're probably saying to yourself, how could Jews keep other Jews as slaves? Well, imagine this scene.
Mom, the farm has failed and we have no way to pay the bills. What are we going to do?
But you must pay the rent.
But we can't pay the rent.
But you must pay the rent.
I'll pay the rent. I'll look in the newspaper and find a job.
Son, newspapers and jobs haven't been invented yet.
But you must pay the rent.
Since Father died, I'll collect Social Security.
Son.
I know Social Security hasn't been invented yet.
But you must pay the rent.
That's where the idea of Hebrew slaves came into existence. You sold yourself into slavery to pay a debt, but the Torah has lots of rules to protect these slaves. The longest they can serve is 6 years. On the 7th year, slaves go free. By the way, if you want to look around this section, there are lots of other rules about Hebrew slaves.
Mother, will you shut up?
Go suck an egg.
Will you two please shut up and pay attention?
This is an exhibit on capital crimes. These are the things for which you could get the death penalty. Over there you see a pile of stones. While stoning was the most popular form of execution, decapitation, boiling, hanging, and even throwing you over the cliff were possibilities. If you look at the list on the wall, you see a long group of capital crimes. Murder, kidnapping, insulting a parent, rape, hitting a parent, and so on.
Mother, you're so ignorant.
Shut up and look at this exhibit. There's something here I want you to see.
This next section is devoted to torts. That's an English word for damages. These laws talk about who has to pay how much if something gets damaged. In this section, we have one of the most famous characters in all of Jewish literature, the goring ox. He is used in cases where an ox injures someone. Next to the ox, we have the pit. The pit covers cases where someone stumbles into a dangerous situation left by someone else. Also in the section are the tooth and the fire. This whole exhibit, by the way, is part of the eye for an eye wing because they all come under that concept.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a hand for a hand, a foot for a foot, a burn for a burn, a wound for a wound, and a bruise for a bruise.
Later Jewish laws make it clear that this means paying damages for the wound. We're not talking about kidney transplants. Here you have 3 statues. We have a stranger, a widow, and an orphan. These are here to remind us that we have to be kind. We have to remember how people feel, because we were strangers in the land of Egypt. Among these rules,
The Jewish people are proud to offer interest-free loans. All the money you need at no interest. Shop around and compare. Bank at the Jewish People's Trust because Jews trust people.
also,
You must pay the rent. Didn't we do this already?
Don't worry, this is a new rule. You just read your part.
Okay. You must pay the rent.
I told you I can't pay the rent.
Then give me your coat till you pay the rent.
Sure, no problem. Excuse me, it's night now and I'm cold. You're supposed to give me my coat.
Who says so?
I say so.
Anything you say, sir, Mr. God of our fathers, sir.
there is so much to see here in the museum. After all, there are lots of Jewish laws. Down the hallway to my right, we have the Jewish People's Court. It exhibits laws like don't take bribes or favor the rich, judge fairly, and all that stuff. And in this room, we have the laws of the calendar, including every teacher's favorite law, the sabbatical, as well as rules for Shabbat and rules for the 3 pilgrimage festivals.